Hello, everyone, and welcome to Queens of BravoCon. I am John here with my co-host Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just noticed these moving boxes over
Isn't
your
that
shoulder.
right?
Oh, it's real, you
It
crazy
is.
person.
Oh my God. So I did all the prep, I got the all the stuff I needed from Amazon. Then I asked for boxes from people around here. And then finally I was like, one day I gotta pick a day to start. So
Yeah,
I picked my back closet in the bathroom because I had a storage unit or a storage shelf in there and a chair and another chair. And it's big enough. I had a lot of stuff in there. So I
yeah,
pulled it all out because that's going to be where everything is for the movers.
yeah.
So I started doing that and I'm like, oh, here comes the mess.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's
Wait, you have a
coming.
closet in your bathroom?
Yeah, I have a gigantic closet and a gigantic bathroom. And this is only 700 square foot condo, but a fourth of it is the bathroom and closet.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know
I
I
mean,
had a chair in there. I had two chairs.
coming from New York where we're like, and this wall you could put an IKEA closet on.
That's what my neighbor's a designer and she's doing a big closet redo in hers.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
because she wants the closet to be like an experience. Apparently. So yeah, that's
I feel like maybe that's a little much. Do you need your closet to be an experience?
you do. I'm in
Oh,
Nashville. Okay,
okay.
it's serious down here. Everybody's apartment or condos I've walked in, they're just like right out of a magazine. I'm like, oh my God. They're
Maybe I just have a different perspective since I spent too much time in the closet and don't want to go back.
right. And now you're in a tiny place in a tiny
Yeah,
big
tiny.
town. You're in another closet.
Like any extra square footage needs to go towards living spaces, not closet
Exactly. No,
spaces.
I didn't even have that much stuff. So I guess the moving's on. I've got stuff all over around the back, just so I'm still showing it
Yeah, yeah,
to keep
yeah.
it organized. Organized chaos.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
that's so hard. Well, speaking of organized chaos, we have to talk about
Oh
ticket
my
sales.
God.
I feel like up front, we never say this up front. We probably should today that we are not affiliated with Bravo,
Yes.
BravoCon, NBC Universal, anybody at all, really.
No.
We're just,
This is just from our own minds
yeah.
and our own Facebook group. And a lot is going on in that little group.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like on fire.
Yeah. So
Well,
ticket sales. Geez Louise.
so last Thursday was
Yeah.
pre-sale. Then we had
Yeah.
Friday, which was regular. And then we had, after the week started, there was a lot of questions still being posted about tickets and whatnot, but we decided to, stop certain things because there was no knowledge or we didn't know.
Yeah.
And then we found out there was a change in one of the events called BravoCon Live, which is the old Watch What Happens Live. If I'm
Hmm.
correct, I didn't investigate too much, but when I saw that, I was like, well, here's what's going to happen is I asked my contacts because I wanted to tell the group. I put out a sticky post about some official FAQ stuff, and I said that won't be coming out till late summer. And then my thought was, we should do member to member sales after. But I was like, people won't buy Watch What Happens Live unless they know they're going. So I was like,
Unless I have
let's
tickets. Yeah.
let's do the MTM. I call it member to member ticket sales next week because I'm like, if we're in this ticket frenzy, let's just get it done.
Let's just get it over with and move on.
It was a lot for me and the mod team to manage, and we
Yeah.
were finding scammers and we were booting people. I mean, it was literally labor of love to
Yeah.
keep this stuff tidy. So,
It's
go ahead.
so upsetting that there are people in the world who are like, oh, somebody loves this. Great. That means I can make money off of it.
Right. Well, let me tell you, I read a post which I didn't, make a big deal or anything. This person said they know somebody that knows somebody in the ticket buying world like that, that would buy them for the sites. They said they could not get BravoCon at all. So an
Good.
insider said they could. So that means Bravo had it locked down this year. So
Yeah.
we're thinking that the Vivid Seats and the Stub Hubs, those people went and bought them and
Yeah.
are putting them up there, hoping to make
Yeah.
3 or 4 times the money because we just know that Bravo went all out to try to prevent that because they have enough fans that need their tickets.
Yeah. So many fans that need
Yeah,
their.
yeah.
Speaking of, so Lisa, guess who didn't get tickets to
You
BravoCon?
didn't still?
No, I'm now on
Oh.
like 7 waitlists. I recognize that there's only 4 waitlists, but it doesn't
Oh.
matter.
Can I
Um,
ask you though, were you logged in right at noon?
I was logged in at 11:45. I know
Really?
how this works.
All right. Oh
This
my
is not
God.
my first ticket. Although to be so I work during the day. Like, I mean, everybody else does too, so
Right.
that's not really an excuse. But like, so I wasn't probably refreshing as many times as other people were.
Right.
But I will say, like, so it sucks being on this side of
Yeah.
the thing. But one thing that like the continuing theme I saw was like it felt really unfair from people.
Hmm.
I don't agree with that. Like I know unpopular opinion for all of us who are kind of on the outside looking in and it feels weird, but like it feels fair in the sense of like, yeah, there are more people who want tickets than tickets. Somebody's not going to get
Yeah.
it. We all had an equal shot. And when you're talking about just a tenth of a second, like there's nothing you
Right.
can do to control that. It feels really like a lottery of like,
Yeah.
there's unless you are using, a supercomputer to open 57 different things at the same time and like trying to manipulate the system that way. Us
Right.
normal people are on, 3 devices.
Right.
That's all we can do. So it sucks. It doesn't feel good, right? If you can't
Well,
buy something you want to, but like it doesn't feel unfair.
no, because when that question was posed in the group, I approached it with, remember, the venue's about the same size.
Yeah.
That's fine. But secondly, there was Scandival that brought international attention
More people.
to a TV network that was their biggest thing ever, that alerted CNN and everybody else more about it, things like that. Then
Yeah.
also you gotta remember that Bravo marketed BravoCon way different this year. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't watch Below Deck without seeing 3 commercials for it,
Right. It's
so it was
like previous years they would do that, but it was always after tickets were
yeah,
on.
it wasn't the same.
It was like the last lead up that you started
Yeah,
seeing BravoCon popping up, and now it was
yeah,
much earlier. I also think it may like, and we've talked about this before from a floor plan standpoint.
yeah.
I think it's smaller than New York City was,
Hmm.
and I think they probably have slightly less people than they had in New York
Yeah.
City.
I mean, also, let me show you a little thing I made. Did you see my thing?
I mean,
I
you've been posting on everything. So what thing are you
know.
talking
And,
about?
and if anybody is sick of me, trust me, I am sick of me. So I'm agreeing with you. But every day there's just been so much I've had to tell people about things that I'm like, the messaging has to be on, with so people can keep up if they're
Yeah,
getting it. But I made I'm just gonna show you my Canva. I'm gonna do a little show and tell today.
I love it. Show
Okay.
us.
Because I don't know how
Love
to.
that I immediately went to the BravoCon Facebook group. Like, I'm gonna find what
Oh,
you're gonna
I
tell
know.
me about
I'm gonna
before
show.
you tell me
I'm gonna
about it.
screen share here, and hopefully I can do it. I'm trying to find it in the stupid post I made, and now of course I can't find it. It was the one with the football field. Do you remember seeing that one?
No.
Okay. So I made this football field of how BravoCon looks. Okay. Hold on. I'm just gonna screen share this so people can see it. My people. Okay. So see this here?
Oh, I do remember
Okay.
seeing this.
I made this because I was like, how big is our group?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
20,000 people close too soon. So look at this. This is a stadium of 25,000, but it's similar.
yeah,
Down here was our group in 19 when I made it, like just 20 people.
yeah,
Then by BravoCon 19, it was this many people.
yeah,
I mean, that's really it. Then this
yeah,
was how many last year. So this was all we had. And now this all since last October.
yeah,
I mean, this is the growth we've had. So if you think of it stadium size, there's one little tiny person down here, and this is huge.
yeah,
So that's why also tickets are more hard to get because our group got bigger, but we weren't the only ones selling tickets. I mean,
yeah.
it was
Well,
on
and like
open to
more
everybody.
people, more people are willing to go. Like if we
Right.
remember in 22, even like nobody was sure of anything. Like everything felt up in the
I
air. So
know. Well, it hadn't
committing
been one in
to,
3 years.
yeah. Yeah.
It was all different with COVID and everything changed, and it was New York,
Yeah.
Javits Center. So, I mean, I think another year they're going to learn what they need to do if they need to make it bigger or not. It might always be a smaller event.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the thing that like I keep hearing from people is how they love all of the things about it when it is a smaller event. And
Yeah,
like this may be something that you don't get to go to every year because other people slot in and like it's more of a rotation. Like, you know,
yeah,
almost like a Comic-Con San Diego, where it's
yeah.
like you don't get to go every year, but like when you do get to go, it's really special. It's really
Right.
intimate. It's really different versus like if it's big enough for everybody,
Hmm.
it becomes like a not intimate, not personal, just kind of push through.
Right. Well, it's hard to get Super Bowl tickets. That
Yeah.
had 105,000 people in that arena. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's everybody wants to go. Not everybody can go. Let me tell you, my heart. I felt so bad for so many people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I was like, we got to do M to M sooner because
Yeah.
there are people, and the MTM sales are gonna run all the way through the event.
Yeah.
So just for
Because
heads up,
people's
if you're
plans
listening,
always change and things
yes.
always happen.
And our people, I'm gonna tell you, last year I saw everybody with the stories of why they had to cancel. They were so sad. Next Wednesday, we're gonna do the announcement, and there's gonna be a pinned post. If you're listening, you can go in. It's gonna always be at the top left featured one. That'll be like our main pinned post now.
Yep.
Everybody can go in there and you can, see the rules, read the guidelines, and then participate and buy or sell tickets and
Yep.
trade and things like that. There's
Yeah.
a system we have.
There's a system. I love it.
I know. I made a system. Me and
Yep.
Susie. We
Yep.
made a system. Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna be
Um,
good for people. Hopefully we'll see some, and people in the group have been really good with following the rules so far.
yeah. Yeah. And the mods, and there's a couple of you now, you've expanded your team, right? You've
Yeah.
got a couple more volunteers helping.
Yep.
Are
We got
really good
Sherry
about
and
it.
Lindsay. Lindsay, the scheduler.
Oh, yay. I am excited for Lindsay's schedule
We need to
already.
have her on the show.
Yes.
You guys will all
Yes.
nerd out. I'm
I think
sure.
like two or 3 weeks from now, I think that'll be perfect
Yeah.
because I think that'll be right
Yeah.
before the schedule actually comes out. You know
Oh
me, I like
yeah.
to like guess what's going to happen
I
right before
know.
it does, and then be like, oh.
Speculations.
Um,
John
so
speculations.
it's wild speculations. It's what Lisa and I do best.
Yes, I know. We can do.
I wanted to, if you're good with it, I wanted to jump into some questions people posted
Sure.
on the BravoCon group about tickets and a couple other things.
Sure.
All of these got answered in the group, but I think I kept seeing the same questions like coming up over and over and over and over again because there's so much happening in between.
Yeah.
It's hard to see it all. So I thought it may be helpful if we answered some of them
Sure.
here and made it easier. So I stole these questions. I'm gonna give first names only because
Okay.
these people did not consent to being on the podcast, so
No.
I'm not gonna identify them. But Darcy is talking about being a newbie for the show. Um, and so she's just asking what the event looks like. If it's similar to other conferences, or are there like simultaneous panels happening? Can you sit down and watch? What is BravoCon? And I realized we haven't talked about that since like the very first
Right.
episode. So it may be helpful to like revisit. And so the quick version, and then you can give us more detail, Lisa, is it's very similar to like other cons. So Anime Con,
Yeah.
whatever, Broadway Con, all of those where you have multiple panels in 19 and 22. They had 3 rooms happening simultaneously, panel rooms, and they all had content all day long. So there's the only break they take is the like 30 minutes to load out the last
Yeah.
audience and load in the new audience. And then they just keep going. And so they have those all day long. They've
Wait a
got,
second. Explain
yep.
what a panel is. Some people might not know.
Yeah, that's true. So a panel, for those of you who don't go, so it's your favorite Broadway, your favorite Bravo stars, or my favorite one was actually Bravo producers who were
Right.
talking about the real tea with Bravo producers, or it may be for a specific show, but it's cast members with an interviewer who asks them question, guides a conversation, you learn a ton about it, and you go.
Big room of people.
Yep.
There's a host, and then everybody sits in the chairs, and
Yeah.
it's like they're on stage.
Yeah, they're on stage, and
Yeah.
there's, cameras to record it, and that's how it ends up on Peacock later, or for those of us who hopefully live, for those of us at home on the weekend of, they'll show up, but those are all there. And then, so in addition to those panels, they have meet and greets.
Yeah.
So there's schedule. It's happened again in 2019 and 2022. We're expecting it again. But you've got, hey, this person's going to be here for 30 or 45 minutes. You can take a photo with them. Well, you can quote, take a photo with them. It's a little hard because, if it's the biggest of the big Bravo
Right.
Lab, there's everybody else wants to take a photo too. And then they cycle through. And those are, 30 minutes, sometimes 45, but like
All right.
short blocks, and they're booked back. Those rooms are booked back to back. So like Bravo Lab comes out, takes photos, and then leaves right on time. And, it's kind of, if you happen to get a photo during the window, you're good. If you didn't, the next person is there. And then there's the Bravo Palooza, which has all the stuff for sale from Bravo Labs and related companies. And then there's sponsorship activations. So, our favorite Bravo advertisers will bring some stuff to check out and see. And then there's a lot of kind of what I call the miscellaneous. So a bunch of photo ops that are like not Bravo Lab related. There's the Bravo Land that you can walk through.
I want to show the schedule. That's why I was looking at my phone.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of people are wondering, and hopefully I can show it here. There's on the app. Can you see that there?
Yeah.
So that's the schedule on the app.
Yeah, from last year.
Every day there's a top tab, and you can see, hopefully I can do it here. You can see all the events.
Yeah, the full time.
It's super awesome.
Yeah.
On this, and the 19 app I don't think was as great as it was last year. But yeah, you can see all the events. Remember we said there were 60.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of things to do, and you can watch that, and you can click the button I'm attending, and then it like updates in some like other area where, it's your events.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really cool.
I didn't use it last year because remember I only had one thing, Gary.
Yeah. Well, so you memorize that thing, but you were also doing just the flyby. So you would just go in circles and like, oh, this thing is happening. Let me check it out.
I was just like, mystery thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, some more ticketing questions.
Okay.
So this one from the BravoCon group. And this is not a question, but I included it as a question because I wanted to talk about it. So I'm just going to read it. I have a theory that Bravo is making BravoCon appear sold out, but will release tickets to those on the wait list. Last year, they didn't sell out because they had released so many at once. There were so many tickets on the market that their tickets were selling below retail leading up to the event. I remember seeing VIP tickets going for the price of GA tickets. I'm going to start by saying I don't remember VIP tickets going for the price of GA tickets.
No, I don't either. That was not happening.
But I will say, I think what's really important to remember is Bravo wants to sell tickets. And again, we're not associated. We don't know for sure, but I will say this isn't something for them to play a game with, because putting on an event like BravoCon can cost tens of millions of dollars.
I know.
And Bravo knows, I'm sure, I hope they know. Otherwise, maybe I'll tell them something they don't. They know they're probably not going to make their money back on this. They will probably end up spending more money than they make from ticket sales. That's just how these kinds of conventions work. But they do it for the fans, and they do it because they love us. Oh my God.
I know, it's so fabulous. So, I think I figured out last year, I was playing math in my head of how much would this cost?
Yeah.
And since we're not affiliated, I'm wild speculating. I guess 50 million. Because I was thinking of all this stuff, and I was like, that's a huge budget.
Oh, yeah.
to manipulate and with all the stuff. But I'll tell you, back to the ticket thing. I did notice last year, one day out of the blue, someone was like, hey, there's SVIP back up on the ticket page.
Yeah.
Because it was an unannounced thing.
Yeah.
But one day, they probably figured they had extra tickets, so they put them up there.
Put them up.
That's why you should check the ticket page on occasion.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I really like that they did the waitlist this year. So this is where my event stuff comes in. I will say, one of the things we have to remember about events, especially BravoCon, they're doing it in a new location. they're working really hard on the planning right now, but they haven't locked everything, right? This floor plan of what's happening, what it looks like is probably changing on a daily basis still because we're that far out.
Yeah.
Um, and so you have a good guesstimate, but you obviously never want to sell more tickets than you can accommodate. So you're being conservative with your initial on sale, but trying to get as close as you
Right.
can to knowing the right number. So you don't have to do that. But in the back of your mind is always the like, but we could have more capacity than we think we do,
Right.
which is where the wait list comes in, right? This isn't a tease or a marketing ploy.
Mm.
They just want to sell the tickets, but they truly don't, I'm sure, know if they have more tickets or not. So
Exactly.
you have the wait list. If you're on the wait list, that probably means really good things for you. Hopefully that's a good chance, but they may not release a single more ticket.
They might not. And with that being said, ticket gate or not ticket gate,
Ticket
ticket
watch.
watch, ticket watch is over. We're past that point now. We're all set. But another thing to keep in mind is I asked them, will BravoCon live ticket holders get a chance, or will purchasers get a chance at BravoCon live before it's out in the public? And they said yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I just wanted to guarantee that not guarantee, validate for people that, you should get a purchase option if you bought the other tickets. So
Yeah.
that ain't going to be out in the wild.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't think so because
Yeah.
you can't buy it without a 1 day
No.
ticket. So
I mean, and like technically front gate will let you, but like we talked about last year, like you can't,
no,
if Bravo makes the same decision they did last year of like you can't go to watch what happened at the time, watch what happens live without a wristband, you
right.
can't go without a
No.
wristband. Like they check it at the door. So yeah, should be okay.
Yeah. That's the one thing where people were asking about though. And I was like, I'm going to go ask. Then we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it.
And we don't have to worry about it.
Nope.
Um One other one that I wanted to share that, well, I have like six more. I don't know why I keep saying one
Ah,
other.
don't worry. I already answered them all. Remember?
You did, yeah. I keep your names on all of them. This one I thought was really helpful. Somebody was so sweet because we talked about hotels, but they said if anyone's looking for a cheaper hotel and have Hyatt or Chase points, the Hyatt Place, which is less than 2 miles from Caesar's Forum, has availability for a total of 36,000 points for 3 nights, which feels cheap for points. Not fancy, but decent. I figure most time is going to be spent at the BravoCon anyway. So,
Right.
um,
Well, hey, you know what? It's a little tip.
yeah, little tip. Wanted to share. Give it some, put it
I
on blast.
love our members who, they have so much knowledge.
Yeah.
They are so happy to share it. It's just
I
crazy.
know. Well, that's the cool thing is like, there's no gatekeeping here, right? Like we share as much as we can. Like let's all
Yeah, I
help each
know.
other. I love it.
I mean, yesterday I declined a post from somebody that said they got the word from one company about something, and I was like, you know what? I can't verify that really. So I
Yeah.
had to decline it because I try to watch, and the other mods do too. We try to watch to make sure things are kind of legitimate. But when it comes to official stuff, I want to see it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and the problem is like those friends of friends we know who like
Yeah.
work close to the project, like nobody actually knows because these decisions haven't been made.
Exactly.
So nobody they quote unquote know what they're talking about, but like nobody
Yeah.
knows. It's all
We know
private pressure.
we know how fast it all can change too. Poof,
Yeah.
one day something changes. So welcome
Yep.
to the experience.
Yeah.
And we know it changes at BravoCon too.
Yeah.
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 Fast.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. This person has not been able to get tickets, but they already have rooms booked. They're at Cosmo because they fancy, which I love Cosmo, but it's so nice and so expensive.
Right.
We were thinking we would go and hope to run into Bravo Labs, which sounds like super fun. It's Vegas, like you're gonna find other things to
Yeah.
do. Of course, we're also hoping to get tickets between now and then. So obviously you jumped in with the important up the front of like M to M sales are starting next week. Keep your eyes out. But I do think like it's important to remember that the Bravo Labs, especially at night, are gonna
Yeah.
go out on Vegas and do stuff,
Yeah,
right?
they
They're
are.
just Bravo stars. They're just like us. They have to go
Yeah.
eat.
And we
They
saw
have to
them
move
at
around.
both BravoCons. They are out. They are partying with people. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure some go home, but I'm gonna tell you that this is their, we are their super fans, and
Yep.
this is their one chance to be. Well, as you saw another post, probably I said, to the outside world, they're just Gary and Daisy walking down. No one even knows who they are. But when they see us in the hallway or we see them, they're very happy to say hi because
Yes.
they're like, someone noticed me and other people
Yeah.
don't because it's outside the Bravo world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So make yourself feel good.
exactly.
Oh, yeah. So did you see what Lisa posted online? I don't know, day ago, three
I
days ago?
approved a post on it, didn't read it yet. What happened?
Okay. So, I mean, short version is Lisa's like encouraging Bravo stars not to go to BravoCon
Okay.
because of the SAG after strike. And like, so important things, we're not going to get into
Right.
the arguments on either side. That's not I mean, it's
Facts.
important, but like not what we're here to talk about.
Right.
So I think what is important to note, a couple things. One is like Bravo stars are not on SAG after contracts.
Right.
Like they could be members of SAG aftra, but they are not Bravo productions are not union projects
Right.
because of reality TV. In fact, like Bravo started to get big during the last actor strike
Right.
because Bravo stars could work and SAG-AFTRA couldn't. Um, long story short, Bethany was the one who kicked all of this off like earlier this week by saying like we should be fighting for a union, all of that. Um, and I think we're seeing a couple little things that are impacting BravoCon. Like I think we're doing BravoCon live instead of Watch What Happens Live because we can't have writers for Watch What Happens
I
Live
gotcha.
TV show. So we can do BravoCon live, which will feel similar. Probably, maybe we'll never end up on Peacock. We don't know.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a ton of stuff we don't know, I think is
Right.
the long story, right? But the short story is like Bravo is very clearly making these choices to make sure that BravoCon itself isn't impacted,
Hmm.
right? So is it going to be different? Yes. Are there some people who aren't going to be there? Yes. Is BravoCon going to be fantastic and the same and exciting all nonetheless?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they changed the name because for one, I was like just trying to think of other reasons,
Yeah,
It matches the brand.
it
It
does.
matches the brand of the event. It's not Watch What Happens Live, it's BravoCon Live. And to me, I was like, I just saw the easy transition of it. I didn't even question it. But
Yeah.
branding's branding.
Branding's branding. Well, and there's also, it could be more than one reason. There could be 14
I know.
reasons. I think the
We don't
other thing
know.
though, and what we need to probably start talking to ourselves about and like asking ourselves is, does it matter? Like, I feel like maybe we're all spending a lot of time kind of looking for these hints and clues about like, well, how might this thing be impacting
Right.
BravoCon? And it's like, it's going to be different. Can we all just kind of acknowledge like, yeah, it'll be different. Some people are going
Yeah.
to not come. Some people are going to come.
No.
Let everybody make their own choices and just let's all move on.
I know. And a lot of people last year that went both years, 19 and 22, they were like, we missed the intimacy of 19. I was
Yeah.
like, well, look at 19 in the football stadium I just showed you. There's very few people in my group and very few people went compared to last year. And
Yeah.
it was a bigger event. So that every year is going to have different things that people loved and that it doesn't show up the next time or things didn't go the same, whatever. It's a big convention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it changes. And
That's
that's kind
funny.
of, anyway, that was
Oh,
my thing on that. I wanted to mention it because I know it was big.
I know.
So,
Mm.
um, next question about the schedule. Somebody asked, does anyone know when they released the schedule for previous years? And then when they made
Oh,
tickets
when
for
was the
BravoCon Live?
schedule?
I
Well, you know
was,
what? I can go find out right now because we pinned it last year in our featured,
yep.
and we got a ton of featured stuff here. Hold on, let me try to um let's see. Let's see if I can use my nope.
I want to say it was like
Oh,
3 weeks before.
yeah, it was not like
It wasn't like months and months. And even when they announced
oh.
it, there were still changes.
The last pin post was of me and Shep on my scooter. Sorry if everyone wants to see it, it's there still. Okay, I'm gonna have to, you know what, I can figure it out, but I'm sure it's not Mark. Yeah, everybody loved this schedule too.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Well, so but we do know, it's about 2 to 3 weeks beforehand. We're
Yeah.
not going to have months and months to
No.
do the schedule, but they do make announcements in advance of like, hey, these people are confirmed to be there. And those are rolling announcements. So when they make the first announcements, it doesn't help to look and be like, well, who's not on this list?
Right.
Because they may just not have announced them yet. And those are kind of rolling over the summer.
I think she changes it too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, shoot. Lindsay's a good member. She's got posts in here. I can't go back and find it real quick. But I can tell us next show. We should actually have her on sooner, maybe, then she can give us how it all works.
Yeah, yeah. And talk through. I really hope Lindsay's making that same schedule this time
I
around.
hope so too. She's so great. She cannot go this year.
She can't? Oh,
Nope, she's had other commitments. So I said that's sad. But when I asked her if she wanted to do the moderating, because she just was so helpful with a lot of things, and she said, yeah, she goes, no, I'm not going. I said, great, you can help mod during the event.
perfect. That worked out great.
I know. And I might need a couple more during that weekend only, because last year Susie and I were still modding from our phones
Oh,
at
yeah.
the event.
Yeah.
So
I
we
mean,
were stopping constantly.
and everybody who can't go wants to be part of it. They want to see it. And like the people,
I
everybody was
know.
so nice to post. Like, I
Oh,
remember last year, like there would be posts in the group of like, can somebody please take photos of this? I really want to see it. And then
yeah.
somebody would like
Yes,
go get photos for them.
it's crazy.
Nice. It was
It was
cool.
wild.
It was wild.
Um, Also, I wanted to tell folks in the group that there was a fun post that somebody had put up about a Bravo themed room that they made. So I don't want to
What
tell
was
the girl's name.
this?
I don't want to tell the girl's name because it's on YouTube here, but I'm going to show you what she what I bought from her. It's just wild. Not from her, but from her Etsy store. And I had it here on a page, and then of course I ruined it. Okay, so check out this. This is just too much. This is probably my favorite thing of the week, if we can have that word now. Look at this sign. It's look at
Extras.
that. Somebody made that.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
posters, James, Tom, Lisa, and Jiggy. Lisa Vanderpump.
I love
Extras.
that.
That I just died. I love the pink. I love everything. So I bought it for my new studio office. So you folks shall see it in a month or two whenever I get this done.
I love that. That's so
I know.
cute.
I know. It was adorable.
Oh, yes, I love the idea of us having our favorite thing of the week. We need to start that.
The queen things, all the queen things.
All the Queen, especially as announcements are going to start coming fast and furious.
I know. I put out in the group I should wear my pink robe and pink cowboy hat this year. And I had 24 likes, so it might be happening.
I love it. Yes, I think you
It's
should.
a queen thing with the crown too.
On top of the cowboy hat.
Double up. Just to make sure you don't miss me.
Right? Oh my gosh.
I know.
Not bad. Anyway, I think that is
Wrap up. Are we pretty good, I think?
yeah, I think that's all the questions I wanted to answer.
Okay,
Do you
cool.
have anything else to share with folks?
No, I think I might this week, because next week we haven't figured out our topic yet. I might ask some people for permission to say their name and show things in the group. But the thing is, when I show stuff from the Facebook group, there's a lot of other people's names on there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to
kinda
like, and
tricky.
they're posting in a group, but the group is semi-private, so I don't want to
Yeah, I know.
anybody on blast without their permission.
Nope. Nobody wants their name out on YouTube unless they know.
Unless they know when they approve and like and I will say the one thing and like I very publicly just agreed with somebody when they posted, but like I love that conversation, right? That's part of the fun of BravoCon. We can all have opinions that are different from each other
Yeah,
and still be respectful of each other. Like
that's right.
just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I think that you're a bad person. I don't know. It doesn't mean, I mean,
No.
it doesn't even mean that you're wrong, right? Like I could be wrong, but like we can have a difference of opinion about
That's right.
BravoCon stuff without.
Oh, there's a lot of it there in there too, but I think the group knows that I like it nice and
Yep.
they disagree nicely. And I have seen very few attacks on each other in the past month because we tighten, tighten it up a little.
Yeah.
People are being nice now.
Yes. I mean, that's the key is we all need to be nice to each other. We are
Yeah.
all fans together and we can disagree. And that's what the BravoCon group's all about.
I'm so proud of my little girl. It's so fun.
It's great.
But after BravoCon, I'm gonna probably be on a little break. So
Oh yeah,
it's my
that's when you
season
go into
now.
siesta for like 6 months,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, when me and Susie in April knew it was starting early, we were like, we're gonna have some breaks, but then when it's on, it's very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have breaks again here, and then there'll be something big come up. We figured there's panels, there's the M to M tickets, the schedules, meetups. I mean, there's still a long list of things.
Yeah. Ton of stuff still happening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, man. Well, do you want to close the show up?
I guess we can do that.
Close
I
her
guess
up.
it's sad to close the show. I
Hang it
feel
up.
like we're hanging out. All right. Well, if you have any questions for us that you want us to answer live on air, obviously we're going to steal them from the BravoCon group. So feel free to post them there. But if you want to email us a question directly, you can do so at queensofbravocon@gmail.com. We are on all the social media. And since Lisa will be there, we may actually start using like our Instagram and stuff for the first time during
Gotta
the show. So
decide.
if you want to give us a follow there, you can. Otherwise, it's the BravoCon group on Facebook to join. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. Did I miss any of those deets?
No. Just
Okay.
look for BravoCon. We're the big group there with almost 20K coming soon.
Oh my gosh.
Proud, I know. And I haven't decided what social I'm going to use for the event. TikTok, Facebook Reels, or Instagram. Because I'm going to be going live and I have to
Yeah,
figure all that out. Because if
you
I
have
want to
to.
go live, I
Well,
have to.
and we have our Queens of BravoCon tag for all of them, or page for all of them. So
Yes.
follow us on your favorite.
We'll
I
figure
want
it
you to
out.
use Instagram Reels because that's what I use, but I'm an old
Oh,
person.
dear. You know I
So
don't use Instagram.
I know. It's so funny. I was talking to somebody like 2 weeks ago and I was like, oh, I saw you on like met, like one of those
Right.
who do it on the internet. I was like, I saw your videos. They were so cool. He was like, oh, thank you. Were you on TikTok? I was like, no. I'm sorry. I saw them like 3 weeks after you posted them on
Right.
TikTok on Instagram Reels. Apologies. And he's like, no, that's actually how I got famous was posting my videos on
Yep.
Instagram Reels at the same time as TikTok. And I was like, oh, well, there you
Got
go.
to do them all.
Gotta do it.
You're
It's like
into it.
Pokemon.
It is.
Gotta catch them all.
So right now I'm just too busy with this.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
all right, guys. Well, we will see you next week and we'll have some more news and our favorite things and all the queen things and everything else.
it'll be great.
All right,
Bye.
see ya.